Hi, my name is Jorge Juarez, and I will be presenting this video with my partner Andres Madrigal, and we will be talking about how to start beekeeping in your own backyard. Our basic key points that we will be talking about in this video: we will first give a brief history about beekeeping, we will talk about local laws, equipment, the methods of how to start your beekeeping, and how to maintain it.
Honeybee keeping has been practiced for thousands of years. One of the earliest representations of beekeeping is shown in this picture, dating back to 1450 BC. The Egyptians used this long cylinder which is open on one end and has just a small hole on the other to let the bees in. With this tube, they will be able to remove the honey without killing the bees. The reason the Egyptians ran the risk of being stung by bees and continue using these tin pottery vessels was because of their fondness of honey. They use honey for many reasons such as sweetening, cakes, and beer.
To start beekeeping, you first have to look at your local laws. But even before that, you must first check zoning regulations and with your neighbors just in case there is a problem. Once this process is complete, you must fill out several forms and applications and request an inspector to come over and check your overall hive's health, equipment for any sources of contamination. To begin an inspection, one must first file a written request to your local chief apiary inspector. In this case, in College Station, it is Mark Dykes. Once this has been submitted, the chief apiary inspector must revise all of your equipment to make sure it is free from disease and safe to use. If the chief inspector finds your equipment to be unsafe or diseased, he can seize it, sell it, or even destroy it. And all of this would be at your cost. And besides that, you would get a fine of no less than $25, all at the discretion of the chief apiary inspector. Once approved, a person may not begin to operate until the equipment being used is branded with the name and address of the beekeeper, or if the equipment is in accordance to section 131.065. In order to obtain bees or a queen bee, one must acquire a copy of the certificate from the chief apiary inspector certifying that those bees are free from disease and has to be from within the last 12 months.
The biggest expense when trying to start beekeeping is buying the equipment. There are many things one must buy to keep yourself and the bees free from harm, and here's the list needed. The hive tool. This tool is used to open the hive, scrap wax, and handle frames. The smoker. These implements produce a cool smoke that settles the bees by causing them to gorge on honey. A bell, a bee suit, and gloves. These are clothing material that helps the beekeeper safe.
We will now talk about where the bees are going to be located. First, at the bottom, we have a hive stand. The hive stand helps improve the quality of the air inside of the beehive by elevating it. On top of it, we have the bottom board, which is basically just the bottom floor of the hive. On top of that, there is a deep hive body. These boxes are used as brood and food chambers by the bees. Inside of the deep hive body, there are frames with foundation per hive body. Each frame holds a sheet of beeswax or plastic foundation. There are usually 10 frames inside of the hive body. On top of that, we have the shallow honey supers with frames. This helps the bees store surplus honey. On top of that, we just have the outer cover. This protects the hive from the elements such as rain, sleet, or snow.
Where to get bees? Believe it or not, obtaining bees for your beehive is not as hard as one would think, even though it is highly recommended to join a bee association like the Texas Beekeeper Association, and a person could probably find someone who sells bees. There are actually websites dedicated to selling bees. Beeweaver apiaries, which have been in the business for many years and have great hybrids, queens, which have mite resistance and high honey production.
To maintain a healthy hive, one must be attentive and alert to your bees. A thing to take into consideration is the seasons. During the summer, you must make sure that the queen bee is still there. You can do so just by looking for eggs. During the fall, you must make sure that your bees have enough honey to make it through the winter. And in the winter, it is crucial time for a person to be alert by checking up on the bees. You must first check if they have enough food. And if there is snow, take all the snow out and remove any dead bees from the hive. As you can see, it is not very hard to start beekeeping, but just keep in mind that it is not cheap and it is very time consuming. Thank you and have a nice day.